It's the EP podcast. All things Evergreen Park. It's the EP podcast. Evergreen Park.
I am sitting next to a guy who is overcompensating for his lack of Irishness. Kirtan Gandhi is sitting here with me, the proprietor of Porter Cullens. We've had you on the show before. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. So what'd you do? You go on Amazon, you got this, or you got this in the closet? Like this is something you wore your whole life.
I went out to Ireland to make sure that it was authentic, and that's where I got it. I stand by that story.
This is the place in Evergreen Park, I believe, to be during this holiday weekend. I think spoke to you about this maybe a month or two ago, just in passing. I was in here and I said something about, like, are you ready for that weekend? Because I've seen this place get wall-to-wall packed, especially on the actual date of the 17th. We're talking on the 16th. This will, of course, air afterwards. But are you prepared?
We are as prepared as we're going to be. I'm very, very excited about it. I invite everyone to come through. We have enough Guinness. We have enough beers and food and corned beef for the entire community. And the entire staff will be on call to make sure that everyone gets everything they need as fast as they need it.
I want to talk about your menu a little bit because we got the Irish egg rolls here, and I'll show them off real quick. I'm not going to make the mistake I did last time talking to you, where I started eating and I was having so much. I enjoyed the food so much that I couldn't even talk when I was here. What are the two sauces that come with it? I've always wondered what that is.
So that's a pickled aioli is the white one there, and then a Thousand Island dressing that comes with it. You mix it together, and it's a good combination.
I've seen this pop up on menus locally recently, but I feel like Porter Cullens is the first place that I ever had an Irish egg roll, even before you took over the place. But I mean, do you get people that come in here just for this item? Because I would imagine you do.
We do. It's a crowd favorite, and I think the reality is, we make our corned beef in-house. We prep it in-house, and those are prepped by hand with the egg roll wrappers every day, actually. So
every day they make these?
Every day they're making them. So. That's
crazy.
So that's a shout-out to the previous owners as well for coming up with a great recipe, and the community is really, eating it up, so to speak.
Like, I'm going to say something here that I don't know if I have to say. Like, if you haven't been in Porter Cullens in a while, things have changed, but I feel like when I drive by here at 99th, right near Central Park here, I see this place jam-packed most nights. I think a lot of people have been in here recently to see that you've updated the chairs, you've updated the bar stools, you've updated the menu. The menu is expanded, right? The drink options expanded. Everything that you've done, the soup of the day, you have a list for every day of the month when you walk in here, so you can plan ahead on when you're coming back. Absolutely. If you're in the soup. And then you have some food items. Like, I brought my son in here, 16 years old, thinks that he eats hot food. Thinks he's, like, he can eat anything that's hot, right? Mm-hmm. And he had your grilled cheese sandwich. My friend, it's tasty, but it may be the hottest thing that's ever touched my lips. I wanted to ask you about that. Where does that come from? Because that's new. Yeah.
So I'm vegetarian, as everyone knows, and I love spicy food. Being Indian Irish.
I tried to explain that to him. I was like, the new owner's Indian.
Yeah.
That may be a heat you've never experienced before.
Absolutely. So we throw serrano peppers in a lot of things, and serranos are notoriously spicy, especially as we head into the summertime. And so that's why that sandwich is very spicy, and it might be the spiciest item we have on the menu.
One of the things that I learned from my brother-in-law, he's Irish, 100% Irish, right? And we went to some place that was, had Irish food, and the amount of curry that's used. Yeah. And I always thought that was just something that you would see on Indian dishes, and so that is actually a very Irish thing that you can mix in with the menu here.
Absolutely. So right now we have specialty curry fries. Next month, I do these pairings every 30 days. We're going to do a curried chicken. We're trying different ways to bring some of those flavors out, and
it's a very Irish thing. I don't think this area knows that unless they've been to Ireland or actually spoken to somebody who's been there or gone to some place that's super authentic, because it is a very Irish thing. So bringing it in is actually like adding to what Porter Cullens already does.
I appreciate that. I think what we've tried to do is really, it's a fusion of flavors, right?
Yeah.
So there's like an Indian element to the curry, spices, and then that it's been kind of like tweaked over time and has the Irish flair to it, and so we're embracing that a little bit more. I've got a lot of requests from customers saying, hey, we want to get some more of those flavors in here. And, we try to be very responsive. So whenever we hear some of that feedback, that's how we come up with some of these pairings. Someone's like, hey, I really want to try this. I go far away for it. Can you tell me how I can get it? And that's literally how it ends up on the menu. So if there's something that anybody is looking to try, I said it before and I'll say it again, let me know, and we're happy to throw it on the menu and see how it goes. And if it works well, we keep it on the menu and roll with it going forward.
One of the other things that I'm happy that you have, and I've been hearing this from a couple of local bar owners, that the Guinness Zero is flying out of the bars. People love the non-alcoholic Guinness because it tastes just like a regular one. You've got a regular.
St. Patrick's Day.
I've got the Zero. Okay, I'm being responsible today. I'm running all over the place
That's
today.
fair enough.
I've been everywhere. And but I will tell you this: it tastes exactly the same. I've tried a non-alcoholic beer every once in a while, and sometimes they really miss the mark. But I've heard that this thing's flying off the shelves. It is doing I like it. It tastes just like a regular Guinness, and you guys have it on tap here, or not on tap, in the cans.
We have the cans. So
in the cans.
We actually have really expanded our non-alcoholic menu as well. So we have Guinness Zero, which has been selling like crazy. We have Dos Equis Zero. We have Corona Zero. So Blue Moon, Sam Adams. And we're seeing a lot of throughput on that because a lot of folks come in, especially for lunch or something, and they want to have a beer or a beer flavor, but they don't want to have the alcohol or the effects of the alcohol.
The Benny's here in Evergreen Park, I think, has a whole aisle of them now. Yeah. There's all these craft. It's becoming, I think it's a new trend in craft beer is the non-alcoholics. I'm seeing them in actual craft breweries around the South Side. And then I walked into Benny's maybe about 2 weeks ago, and I was like, they have a whole aisle, and it isn't just domestic ones. There's all these breweries that are just specifically doing it. And that, I think, is going to be the next wave.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, we want to make sure, again, that we're catering to what our customers want. And so we've kind of continued to expand it. We are, even crafting cocktails now that all of our cocktails can be made, without alcohol, and they give you the same flavor, the same effect. So, whether you want to have it or don't want to have it, we try to make sure you're covered. Either way.
I think that's really, really cool. Okay, so this is the beginning. I was just saying to my daughter, who's over here chopping down off the camera. She was like, "You're going up to Port of Cullens? I want to eat."
Yeah,
she was like, she wasn't going to miss out on the opportunity. Okay, but I was just telling her, I'm like, this is it. This weekend is the beginning of spring. This is people start coming out. Okay, you start thinking about it's going to be the end of school soon. It's going to be summertime. What do you guys have planned in the coming months for the folks here in Evergreen Park and the surrounding area?
Yeah, so we've invested a lot on the exterior, on the patio, putting out new furniture, renovating the exterior of the building. We have a new sign.
You have a mural out there.
A new mural.
Who did that?
His name's Kevin Dembski. He's a local guy. Just
okay.
Blessed Way. Phenomenal guy. Phenomenal artist. Put that together for us. Had it framed out nicely. Put some lights over top.
How much input did you get in the mural? Sometimes these artists are like, I'm just going to make what I feel that day.
He was fantastic.
Yeah?
And I kind of gave him the ideas, and he really ran with it, came up with this beautiful concept. And the great thing about the way that we've mounted it, it allows us to flip it out every so often as we head into the holidays, make it more thematic, make it more relevant to what's going on. So, we were kind of thinking that way ahead. But
you're doing the same thing with the sign.
Yeah,
which, if you've seen this on 99th, if you haven't seen it, I was amazed by this. It changes colors.
Absolutely.
And it looks like it could be something that would light an airport runway if you wanted to, but you have it very low lit, and it really fits the neighborhood really well. I think you were really considerate to the people around you with that.
And we went and talked to the neighbors. We worked with the village because we did have to get a permit for it. So, originally we were thinking about a little bit more marquee, but Edison bulb marquee, and we wanted to make sure we weren't being too obtrusive. So yeah. It looks bright at night, and that's why we painted the building slate.
Yeah, but I don't even think it's that bright when I drive by it. Yeah,
right. It just sits there. That was kind of the idea, that it gives you the effect of it, especially at night. But during the daytime, you wouldn't know that it's lit at all, right? It just was like a typical acrylic sign. So, that we were very fortunate. John Quinn, who's our local contractor, who's really helped us out. Really helped us come up with a good design. And, as we think about the spring and in the summer, we're really looking to expand the patio, provide more seats for folks outside. We've renovated the party room as well for overflow. So it's an ongoing process. We're taking input. We're going to work with the village to see where we can make some adjustments and things like that. I have some other ideas on the horizon in terms of outdoor seating, and we're working through those now. But yesterday marked about 11 months since I took over Port of Cullens, and it has been a good time. It has been crazy. We've made a lot of advancements in different areas, and who knows what's in store now. So.
Well, you can see I couldn't resist it, April.
Absolutely.
You were talking, I was like, he looks like he's going to talk long enough for me to take a bite out of that thing because it's so good. I love it. It's one of my favorite things here on the menu. I will say this. Whenever I'm in here, you're here.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know, when you were preparing to buy an Irish pub, if you started watching Bar Rescue to get ideas of what you shouldn't do, okay? But that was always like the thing, like on that TV show, like when the owner's not active, things don't go as well as they should go. And you seem to be very active, always here. Everybody seems to know your name when they come walking in here. Everybody says hi to you. I mean, you really have taken to this in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, I used to be a management consultant in my previous life, and we worked a lot of hours, and, I don't mind working at all, but this never really, this is not to be cliche, it really isn't work for me. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's very native to who I am. Being around people, I love it. So I can't think of a lot of other places I'd rather be than be here, be with everyone, make sure it's running the way, service is top notch. So yeah, I am here a lot, but the beauty of it is, like with my staff, who's tremendous, they support me in a way I can never thank them enough for. And so then the days that I'm not here, I get to not be here. I'm not worried, it runs. When I'm here, I'm engaged and I'm having a good time. So it's like, why wouldn't I be here?
I still haven't come in here where you're not popping your head in, so I don't know when you take days off, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for the
Thank you.
hospitality, and
course.
happy St. Patty's Day, and congratulations on 11 months.
Thank you.
And this place is hopping.
Ah.
I mean, you take a moment and pat yourself on the back, because there's a lot of places that still aren't hopping after the last couple of years, and you've got this place moving, and there's a reason for it. That's for sure.
I really appreciate that, and I do want to say a deep thank you to the village. They've been tremendous, and the people of the village. Thank you for supporting us. Come out. If there's something that you'd like to see, let me know, and we look forward to having a drink with you very soon. So happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, and a warning: that grilled cheese is really hot.
Come prepared.
Be prepared.
Right.
Cheers, my
Cheers,
friend.
guys. Sláinte.
It's the EP Podcast. Evergreen Park.